Hearing I need to think about it a little too much, there's a reason. In this video, I want to break down the top 3, really the only 3 objections you're going to get on a sales call or a Zoom strategy session or whatever you're hosting for your business. Starting with number 1, which is fit. Okay, fit is the first thing I want to find out if that's the objection when I'm speaking to a potential client who doesn't immediately say yes during my Zoom strategy sessions, okay? And so when you're on a strategy session and you're getting some pushback or there's not a clear yes, you want to find out what the reason is. And we want to do what's called isolating the real issue or the real objection. And I always like to start with fit. That's the first thing I like to start with. And I'll say something like this. I'll say, is what I shared with you a fit for what you're looking for? And they might say yes, or they might say, well, I was kind of looking for something like this. And then if I want to work with that, and if I indeed do want to work with that person, then I'll maybe make adjustments. Maybe I could add something or take away something or change something in my offer that fits what they're looking for. Okay, so isolating the real objection is super important. And fit is the first one I'll look at. Is this a fit for what you're looking for? If it's a no, then I can work with the client to try to overcome that objection. If they say something like, well, yeah, that is what I'm looking for, I'll always say, okay, great. And then I'll move to number 2, which is finances. And I'll say something like this. I'll say, is it the investment then? So, if it's a fit for what you're looking for, is it maybe the investment then? And oftentimes, depending on your market, that will be the core objection. And they'll be like, well, yeah, it's a little more than I was hoping to spend. And never challenge them, never try to dunk on them or try to cause any friction about that. You always say something like, hey, I get it, no problem. I always like to use the word no problem. Would it be helpful to maybe instead of, if let's say your program is $5,000 or something like that, would it be helpful to break up that into 3 monthly payments or 3 payments? So you can, what I like to call downsell to terms, like different terms. So if you have a $5,000 product, can you break that into payments for them? Can you help extend the payments, make it easier for them to get started? Again, if indeed you want to work with them, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But if you do, you could be flexible on the payment terms, and that can close more deals as well. And so again, I'm isolating the objection. Is it fit? Is it finances? If it's neither of those two, it's usually one of those two. But if they're still like, nah, and it's like, well, why did you get on the call with me if you're not interested in solving this problem? It usually comes down to the third one, which is a big one, which is trust. You could call it faith. These could be 3 F's, right? It could be fit, finances, and faith. Or I like to call it trust. They just don't trust you enough. They haven't felt that connection or that you're the person to help them. And that's why they'll say, well, let me think about it, or let me da-da-da-da. Usually they're not 100% sold on you, especially if they're colder leads and maybe they're coming from an ad, or I get a lot of inbound inquiries from SEO or from Google or other getting some from ChatGPT now. It's funny that the market's changing in the world of SEO, but it could be trust too. And so that's why it's so important today, and it always has been, but particularly today, for you to build a trust mechanism, a trust funnel for your business. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing these YouTube videos. You can also give them some content before the call. It's called pre-call content. So I'll give them like a case study or a short video to review before the call with me, so they know a little bit about who I am, who I've helped, how I help people. That makes them feel more comfortable during the call, maintaining that important buyer safety. And so trust is ultimately, I would say, the number one reason why a lot of people won't move forward with you. So you want to build what happens before the call with you makes a huge difference. If you're hopefully publishing good content and sharing your expertise so that by the time they book a call with you, they're much more bought into you, then it's just a matter of fit and price. Those are big things when it comes to your sales conversations. And I've made other videos on building trust and making sure you're publishing enough trust building content to grow your business and to make it easier to sell, right? When you have a high degree of trust with a group of people, they're already sold on you. They're already leaning towards you. It's just a matter of then finding the right fit in finances to make it work for you. So hopefully this video was insightful and helpful. Again, on your calls, when you've shown them your process, you've shared your price, what are your thoughts on that? If there's any pushback or anything other than a yes, you do want to kind of try to lightly find out and identify the real objection. Is it a fit? Is it finances, or is it just flat out faith in you? If it's faith in you and you're having a hard time selling, there's some things you can do to improve that as well. So hopefully that you enjoyed and found this video insightful. If you want to learn how to sell one-to-many using online presentations, I have a free training. You can click on that in the description of this video or comment masterclass down below and I can get you that. There's also some other resources for you. Some free, some paid in the description, so you can check them out down there. That's it for this video. If you'd like to see other content like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel, click the video around my head somewhere, and I look forward to making another video for you soon. Take care for now.